I can confidently say I will never do this on a cruise ship again. I really don't know what I was thinking when I attended a pamper party for the very first time and then went to sign up for some services. Today's video, we're going to be diving into exactly what spa services I received that promised some inch results and how I went about this process, what happened, was I satisfied, would I recommend it to you, and everything in between. So if you're curious enough, this is a different video than my regularly scheduled programming. So let's get into it and discuss all the ins and outs of this expensive process here and what you need to know if you should try this on your next cruise.
Waiting for my spa appointment here. This is the name of the treatment that I'm going to be doing, and see how it all plays out. I heard a lot about it in the pamper party, so get ready, take you along. So we had a quick little consultation of why I might be interested in this treatment here. Get this. My Victoria's Secret underwear. It's disposable underwear. I get to wear that, yay. And then here is some of the products. Afina Gel Alphaline, I'm not pronouncing this right. A and B formula here. Tonic, the scrub. All right, let's get this started, shall we?
If you're not sure what I'm talking about, the spa offers so many different products besides massages and facials, and one in particular is an inch loss result here, and this is the Ionithermie treatment. This is a blend of algae and thermal clay and electric stimuli. So when combined, these three things and elements synergistically deliver results, or supposed to deliver results. The algae is known for used in spa treatments because of the minerals that extract essential oils and the processes that are naturally detoxifying for our body, which is fantastic. When applied to our skin, it can really initiate that detoxifying process at that cellular level, which sounds great. The process was explained to be a treatment that involved taking my measurements, applying the algae and the clay, and being wrapped up into it, and then the application of electrodes as well. So why would I simply even try this? Well, I kind of live by the thought of why not, right? This is kind of fun for me to experiment and share it with you as well. And if I can get over the fact of, sharing it, let's talk about it, okay? So the area of treatments I decided that I wanted for them to target in this and have inch loss results was my abdomen and my glutes and inside of my thighs, which you can also have them do your arms as well. And they state that the results will occur within just one treatment, but of course, to ensure maximum benefits, you can combine it with multiple treatments and also the home care, which then you feel the upsell at the end of your treatment. If you do it earlier in the cruise as well, they will recommend that you do it multiple times. Although I didn't muster up the courage to even try this until my end of my cruise here. I did it on the very last sea day, so I did only do this and participate in this experience once. So it's a unique process. You strip on down here and you get your measurements taken, and you have the algae application. So the spa tech was very nice. Her and I actually had good banter, and she didn't want to be on camera when she was applying the stuff to me, which actually in hindsight, I'm grateful for that I didn't film that either. Let's leave something to the imagination, shall we? But even in some of those very vulnerable situations here, she made me feel quite comfortable, as she does this day in and day out, right? She has men and women come in and do this. It's no big deal to her. And once the measurements were taken, she had to apply the algae and mix up all of the algae put it onto my body here. So I was then positioned on the table, where then we put the electrodes onto my body. And then she wrapped me up into a little bit of plastic, put some paper on top of me, and I was left in the room for approximately 25 to 30 minutes. I did have a little buzzer as well in case I needed her to maybe adjust the electrodes and the pressure as well for the treatment to take place. Now, let me just say here, have you guys ever heard of this service before? Or perhaps you maybe heard of electric stimulation before, perhaps at the chiropractor's office. This is where I was most familiar with these type of electrodes to my body before, when I've like pinched a nerve. I found that stimulation sensation to be somewhat similar. And there were different settings on how high you could set it, and it would make your muscles pulsate from the machine. So if you're unfamiliar, at the chiropractor's office, it's called like a TENS unit, and that device stimulates the nerves throughout your body with the electrical current throughout the skin. So people use it to reduce like chronic pain, preventing headaches, migraines as well, and can even like improve mood. And it can do a lot of good, healthy things for you as well. But the purpose of the electronic stimulation for this type of treatment was to also help with cellulite reduction. And so, of course, depending on a person's lifestyle habits, you can have cellulite all over your body, and due to a lot of external factors from bad eating habits, also genetics, are also pregnancy is another one that can make those come on, along with other drugs as well, prescription drugs that can be adding to or contribute to the appearance of cellulite. So I learned throughout this experiment while on the cruise just how common cellulite is. And in fact, it's estimated that over 90% of women have cellulite. And in fact, it's not just women, though, who participate in this treatment, as I learned from the spa tech. So as the electrostimulation is going on through, and I'm feeling the impulses through my body, I'm feeling the different muscle groups kind of like move as the treatment is supposed to help my cellulite. I can actually feel over the 20 minutes of time, the clay mask actually become like almost hollow, as if my stomach had de-bloated a little bit. And of course, I'm in a pursuit to be healthier and have smoother skin as well, and of course looked more toned. So this is why this was appealing to me as well. And people will often explore a lot of different type of skincare treatments, and this is one that particularly has been around for a while, but I've never heard about it before. This type of treatment came about in the late 70s. The Ionithermie is so unique in this approach to detoxifying the body because it breaks down to that cellular level, which can lead you to maybe, overturn many times over if you keep doing it, those remarkable skin benefits. I don't believe that it's a hoax. I'm not saying that I got scammed here. Okay, we had the heated clay with the algae and the mixture, and the clay actually acts as a conductor, facilitating the penetration of all the detoxification. And as the electronic stimuli is introduced, it's having a sense of lymphatic drainage as well, which is important for your body's natural waste disposal. The more you know, right? But this stimulation actually promotes all the removal of toxins and impurities in your body. So of course, if you have less toxins, you're supposed to feel better, and you're gonna have those results and also have less temporary reduction of cellulite and muscle bloat. So the detoxifying effects of this algae can do wonders for your skin. We get that. So let's get into some of those results and see if it held up to the test and the promise that it was given. What were the results? Well, we did take, again, the before measurements, and we took the after measurements as well. She took it in my case for where we did the treatment, the midriff, upper waist, natural waist, lower waist, upper hip, upper thigh, and mid thigh, which is quite a bit of measurements. On the piece of paper on the chart, it actually gives you more results as well for measurement if you do it on your arms or other parts of your body. So am I happy with the results? I'm going to be honest with you and tell you that it was very meh and moderate results for me. So after this about 30-minute session of the Ionithermie, the therapist returned. She removed the electrodes, rinsed off my body from the clay and the algae, and did that other round of measurements. And this is where she determined the change and the results that revealed. So drum roll, please. the results revealed 9 inches. So across the 6 to 8 areas that she took measurements from my body, it added up to 8. So maybe 1 from my waist, 1 from my lower waist, 1 from my thigh. You get the idea here. It wasn't all 8 in one area. And as I want to trust the therapist's measurements, I didn't really feel those noticeable changes in the fit of my pants or the improvement or the look in the tone of my thighs, or it was just such a modest reduction. I can say that. I also think going into play here, it would have potentially been different if I took the measurements myself. How you take measurements, I will get into this here, is almost like different for everybody in the sense of that's so many different areas, but you need to be actually kind of precise. And as you're standing there with your arms out and your legs spread out as you're taking those measurements as well, I couldn't see exactly how tight she was pulling the measuring tape to see exactly. So makes me just a little bit curious as to how accurate those numbers were in the sense of, were you pulling the tape tightly? And I hadn't taken my measurements in a long time prior to this, so I didn't really have a reference point of what I would have been previously. I do really find it interesting, though, that as I spoke to other guests when I had attended that pamper party put on by the spa, they had spoke and really chalked up the experience to giving them more energy and simply kind of like a cleanse after the days that follow when they did it. And they had a girlfriend as well that did it 2 times on a previous cruise, and they experienced those type of good sensations throughout. The side effects for this type of experience, I will note, can be like mild redness, irritation, in the areas that are covered with that algae clay mixture. However, cruisers who may have an allergy to iodine should totally skip this treatment, as well as algae has iodine in it in this mixture here. Also, electrostimulation reaches really deep into the muscle, where if you, depending on how high you set that comfort level of how high you want it, it goes into basically the sensation of hard physical training. So if you're spending a lot of time in the gym, you might not feel sore, but you could potentially feel a little bit sore if you went up really high with that, because you don't use those muscles so frequently, and that could give that sensation of a little bit sore afterwards as a side effect. So overall, my genuine opinion, I will not be doing this treatment again here. I honestly don't recommend it. I don't think this is the type of treatment that should be done on a cruise, and here's why. It's not worth your time and your money. This electrostimulation is an aid or a tool to help cellulite, sure, and the ionithermie itself just doesn't provide enough satisfaction to me to keep me wanting to try it. If I had lost 9 inches around my body, I should feel a little bit more loose in my pants, and I think that I would be really hopeful to feel that little burst of energy within the coming days. Now, I'm happy to say that folks that have made it thus far in the video here is that I am ready to tackle my weight loss the old-fashioned way, diet and exercise, and I have been working on this since I actually went and did this treatment since this cruise. Happy to report that I'm actually down 16 pounds. So if you want to encourage me, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button and let me know in the comments if you would try this type of treatment. And if you need any help booking your next cruise, be sure to head over to my website, alanazingano.com, to go ahead and get you a free quote. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know it was a little bit different than that regularly scheduled programming of ship tours and room tours and such, but it was a unique experience that I wanted to share with you. So thank you for being kind. Thank you for watching. And until next time, ciao for now.